Cardi, Beyoncé, SZA, all y'all stop using that pain to make it okay to say some bull on your record.
Remember back in 2018 when Jay Holiday got on the internet and dragged Beyoncé for winning a Grammy over him? It caused a huge stir, but it turns out he didn't go unpunished for that. Word on the street is Beyoncé dealt with him behind the scenes, using Diddy to make it happen. Jay Holiday was upset about the Grammy because he'd previously lost an award to Mary J. Blige, and since then, he's been mad at black women, blaming them for his career failures. Even though folks didn't agree with how he came at Beyoncé, they were outraged at how he was treated afterward.
So apparently, man, the black men still losing to the women. I get it. No disrespect. I was raised by a woman. I have 2 older sisters, man. I have absolute all respect for black women. But with that being said, understand this, man. Black men, African-American men, men from the hood, we go through everything to make sure that who we care about are taken care of. We don't swing our around. We don't do all this to be seen. I could be that over here up. I know a whole bunch of little that sing that I could call their the out, but I don't. And understand this. I got daughters, man. Cardi, Beyoncé, SZA, all y'all motherfuckers, stop using that pain to make it okay to say some on your record and get nominated for a Grammy.
The Beehive wasn't having it at all. They took to Twitter to drag Jay Holiday for being bitter and out of touch. One fan said Jay Holiday is 33 and looks like mulch in misery, while others pointed out that he's been struggling in his career ever since his 2008 Grammy loss to Mary J. Blige. His anger toward women winning awards over men is rooted in his own history of losing awards, especially to women like Mary J., Beyoncé, and Cardi B. Beyoncé didn't publicly respond, but rumors say she handled him behind the scenes with help from Diddy. Since then, he's kept her name out of his mouth, but the real story is deeper than his public outburst.
Okay, fun fact a lot of people don't know. That cheesecake we went and got was for Beyoncé. She was upstairs the whole time. What we was talking about again? Hold on. Yeah, that's a fun fact people don't know. People like, y'all walked together cheesecake. It was for Beyoncé. I'm the type of nigga. I listen to everything you say as if it's a contract. So if you say, walk to the store, or walk to get me some cheesecake, I'll walk to get you some cheesecake, but I'm not walking back. And that's just what me and Darlon did. And they like, why y'all, you know, they hot. Like, y'all cheating. And we like, he told us to walk. He didn't tell us to walk back. So we already in the hotel like 3 hours before they got there. When they said they was coming, we went and met him in front of the building. And you know the first thing that nigga said out of his mouth? He said, we got the cheesecake. He was like, I don't want that shit. Take that shit upstairs for Beyonce. Then he said, they was like, yeah, man, we wanted to tell you, Fred and Darlon, they ain't walk back. You know, trying to be on some snitching shit. He's like, I ain't tell you niggas to walk back.
Back in 2009, Jay Holiday's debut album Back of My Lack lost to Mary J. Blige's Growing Pains for Best Contemporary R&B Album. From that point, his career took a nosedive, not just because of that loss, but because of how he reacted. He threw shade at Mary J. Blige on Twitter, calling her untalented. Beyoncé and Jay-Z didn't take that lightly, and rumors suggest they worked behind the scenes to blackball him, cutting his promo and dropping him from his label. It's believed that Beyoncé, Diddy, and Jay-Z conspired to ruin his career, and some say Beyoncé even used Diddy to humiliate him further, like making his band walk 4 hours for a cheesecake, which Freddie P. later revealed was for Beyoncé herself.
Beyoncé, I was at a party at Diddy crib in LA. This was the beginning of 2020. You know what I mean? Diddy had put everybody else out the crib. Like the influx of people, he had put him out, but he had took a liking to me in particular around the time, man. It was really, you know what I mean, like putting his arm around me.
Right.
So he had put majority of the people out, but he allowed me to stay in there.
Mm-hmm.
Me and maybe about 15 others. You know,
right.
Jay-Z and Beyonce being, two of the other 15 people in the room. So that'll just put into perspective of the type of company I was in
right.
at the moment, And she came over and introduced herself to me like as if she had to.
Right.
Beyonce, cut it out. But I'm a big fan of your work, you know what I'm saying? Whoop the whoop, and that was just dope. That was dope as hell to me, man. That was dope. That was
What he is
is a broke down Mandingo fighter still working on behalf of the NFL. That's what he is. Period. You want to know what else I also find funny? That he did that interview with the baby person who sat there and told him about when he met Beyoncé. Y'all remember that? That happened on Shay Shay. And he talked about how he was at the Diddy party at Diddy's house. And how after, the festivities were winding down and it was getting later into the middle of the night, approaching 3 a.m., Diddy got rid of almost everybody, but he let the baby stay behind with him and his close friends. And then he talked about how Beyoncé was there and Jay-Z was there. Not at their house, at Diddy's house. And how Beyoncé presented herself to him, and she didn't have to do that because he knew who she was and he couldn't believe she was talking to him. But she approached him, kind of like how she approached that old friend of his when he said that he was at the party and the little people was there, and she asked him, "Isn't this sexy?"
Okay.
My. How illuminating. There's been a lot of freaking off going on for a long time. Why does everybody keep... Let me tell you this. Beyonce, Giselle Knowles Carter. It does not matter how much money they spend, how many people those tickets ain't gonna sell. I wish you had the common sense that animals do when they're caught. They just surrender. But no, y'all gonna fight it to the very end. Y'all gonna bring this broke down old NFL bum who apparently will do anything with his genitals to help cover or create validity where there is none with the weirdos with his little orange purse, screwing kids young enough to be his grandchildren. Shame on you. You a dirty old man. Period.
Things got even messier when Freddie P shared a story about a private Diddy party where only he, Beyoncé, Jay, and Diddy were present.
Runs deeper
He claims
than we
Beyoncé tried to
thought.
seduce him,
Sunset
talking to him
the
extensively
careers
and
of
even
everyone
introducing
who has
herself an encounter
ever
some call a
person
freak off.
said Beyoncé
According to
makes me
reports,
sick. I don't think
Beyoncé's
he
relationship
deserved
with
it for
Diddy runs
talking
deeper
about
than
her
we
like
thought,
that.
and Jay Holiday's comments only added fuel to the
Messed
fire.
it up for himself
Critics
the
say Beyoncé's
minute
connections
he
and
came
influence
for
are behind
for
the
her.
scenes,
Hasn't
and anyone who
ended
comes
well,
for her
and
seems to
that
face dire
Iggy did to
consequences.
him and do
So,
yet,
what
and
do you
maybe
think?
he would have still had a
Did Jay
career.
Holiday deserve
But
the
he,
backlash?
from the way Jaguar
Or
and
is there
all
more
these
to this
spent
story?
a coincidence.
Drop your
One
thoughts below.